Hey, what's going on, everyone? I know this is a very unexpected live stream, and I probably should have planned this better. To be honest, I honestly wasn't sure if I was even going to go online. I was maybe going to save it tomorrow. Who knows? I might do one tomorrow just for the hell of it. But I'll see what the situation brings. If I feel up to going again tomorrow, why not? So I don't know if anyone's in this chat because, like I said, this was not planned and rather unexpected. But hey, why not? Why not go live just for the hell of it? So yeah, I'm going live, and we're gonna see if people want to come in, if they're down. Um, we shall see. We shall see. So yeah, 0 people in here. So as you can tell, Punisher. Definitely like that character, and he's had a couple of good movies, like I like the 1989 version. In fact, me and Zero Cool did a live commentary on that on my channel about a year ago, and I like the 2004 one with Thomas Jane. In fact, I have the DVD over there. So let's see. Let me do okay. Good old autocorrect. Dream. Yeah, hold on. I'm going to send a link to a few people if they want to come in. Yeah. It's almost 10 o'clock, so maybe people out there having the time of their lives, and yeah, maybe they got stuff going on Friday night. So yeah, people might be partying. I can't even say it, partying on the Friday night. So I shouldn't be surprised if that's going to be the case. So it is what it is. But yeah, let's see what's going on. Damn, too bad I don't have any playing cards. Maybe I should do that. Occupy myself. Yeah. Let's see if I got some playing cards. Not like the playing. Well, yeah. There. So. Probably elsewhere. Okay. All right. Oh, there's not even one person. So, like I said, there's probably a lot of people doing stuff, and it's Friday night. People are going to be going out. Why would they want to be on here? Oh, wait. I don't think y'all heard me because I didn't have the earbuds in, or headphones. But yeah. Maybe I need to do a day stream. I haven't done that in a while. I think the last time I did one was last year. So we'll see. Maybe I might do a day stream. Yeah, maybe I even might do a Red Lobster stream. Has anyone actually tried to live stream from Red Lobster? Maybe I should do that. Retro streams from Red Lobster. Would that be good? Would y'all love that? I wonder if Red Lobster would allow that to happen. Hey, what's going on? Grief World. Yeah, what's up? I'm trying to remember. Is that you, Nate, or is that someone else? I'm trying to remember. Feel free to tell me. I could be wrong. So it is. I was right. So I was spot on. Did you want to come in? But if it's up to you if you want to come in. I did invite John and Trenchy, but they might have stuff going on, so that's understandable. And for all I know, maybe John might be doing a live stream of his own. So yeah, I've heard about that movie. Was it any good? Is Robert Pattinson steal the movie, steal the show, if you will? Okay. I mean, I can always send you the link. Oh, I can send you the link now. So it's good stuff. That's good to hear. So he did great. Well, it seems like he's really seemed to have grown, ever since post Twilight. So yeah, direction is great. There you go. Let me get the Insta open up, and I'll send you the link and see if you want to come in. Let's say if Wildman Beyond, it's too bad that you weren't here. I'm pretty sure you would have loved to interact with him, because he was on here the last couple times. I have to scroll down and find you. Where are you? Hey, where are you, man? I thought I had you. Okay, there you go. Couldn't find you at first. But that's how in the world does it save a link that oh man, it's unbelievable. Like I said, if you want to come in now, or you said you'll come in later. Maybe you got stuff going on. So yeah, we got one person watching, but hey, I understand. This was something that I didn't. I mean, I thought about doing, but I didn't really set it up. So maybe if I do one tomorrow, maybe if I do the thumbnail in advance for tomorrow, maybe people might show up more in there, because Friday night is Friday night. People want to kick back, relax, kick it with their friends, going out, or just chilling at home, which I understand. So it's all good. It's all good. Maybe I should. Okay. I'm doing what I can in this posture. I have thought about getting maybe a couch or something, but I don't know if I want to get a big one, especially since this is upstairs. And I have to get something small. I don't know what to really get that would fit in here. But yeah. But it is what it is. But yes, I was saying I was thinking maybe I should try streaming for Red Lobster. I mean, I don't know if I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to invite people in, but people can watch from like this, let's say the YouTube chat, see what that's like, Now that you mention it, Nate, I saw Last Breath. I thought that was a decent flick with Woody Harrelson. I forget what the actor's name. There was another actor. I don't remember his name, but I believed he was in the 9th Fast and Furious movie. That's what I can say. And it was a well-acted flick for sure. Solid performances. It's apparently based on a true story. So I'll give it that. I don't know how well it did. I'll check out the. Oh yeah, I think I know why I couldn't get on it because of the freaking. I had something. Never mind. Something I was. Okay, let me find out the box office mojo stuff. Maybe it'll tell me how much this movie did. It should. So, last weekend, Last Breath almost made $8 million, which I guess isn't too bad. I guess the budget wasn't high for that movie, I suppose. So let me check. I'm seeing what the last. I can just look it up in here because, Last Breath. What is the budget? I guess it won't totally bomb, but I think I don't know if 8 million or something near 8 million is going to be enough for. I can see it making somewhere between 15, 20 million, depending on how the word of mouth and how it holds up. But I don't think it's going to make much money. But yeah. But I'm trying to decide I'm going to do a commentary next week. I was going to say originally it was going to be Street Fighter, but I'm trying to decide if we should do Street Fighter or Leviathan, and I guess that's to be determined. So we're going to be definitely doing a film commentary next Saturday for sure. If you're ever interested, it's probably going to be me and Zero. I'll see if anyone else wants to come in and join. If it's Street Fighter, then more than likely after that it will be Leviathan for sure, because there was a particular someone on there that I don't want to acknowledge anymore that was on there with us. So going to redo that commentary and a few others. So. But yeah, that's the plan for next Saturday. And, yep. Maybe you should grab a football. See what I can do with it. It's an old Dallas Cowboys football that I got a long time ago, back in 1993. Last time they were really ever dominant. And now look at them. Run by the fucking clown show. Known as the Joneses. The only free agency move they made was re-signing one of their own players. Yeah, they really love to. They don't just like their guys. They love them. They love to hype them up. And to make it PG, they love to go, or maybe PG-13, they love to go down on them. Sorry, I just had to say that because I swear it's like the Joneses love to slobber and have a love fest with our players. So yeah. But, if I keep doing this might make you dizzy. But yeah. I mean, it's like they can't seem to move on to a particular player like CJ Goodwin, special teams ace. They keep wanting to re-sign him for whatever reason, no matter who the special teams coach is. And no matter if his contract is up. So who knows? So yeah. I'm trying to. Oh yeah, I know that Brock Hoffman was re-signed. I mean, he's good for a couple games. If you're going to have him be a good backup, he should just stick at center. Hey, Predator, what's going on, man? Welcome. Yep, finally made it to 700. It's been a while, but yep, finally made it. Not too far behind from Zero Cool. He's at 713 last I checked, unless he got another boost, which wouldn't surprise me. He's doing well. And by the way, like I mentioned earlier, in case you haven't heard, there's going to be a live commentary for a film. And at first we said Street Fighter, but then when I brought up Leviathan, I'm just trying to determine if we're going to do Street Fighter first or Leviathan. And if we do, we're going to. It should definitely be a fun commentary for sure. And the Street Fighter movie is going to be the 1994, not the Legend of Chun-Li one. It's going to be the. I mean, I know it's not a classic, but it's going to be a fun Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia flick for sure. So it's either that's going to be first or Leviathan. So, yep. Yeah, we technically did one last year, but we had a certain someone on there that we don't interact with anymore. I'm sure you know who that is. So, yeah. There's a few other commentaries that I might want to redo, like Gunmen. Hey, CJH, welcome, man. You want to come in too, that's fine. But hey, you got stuff going on, no worries. It's all good. I don't know. Do you have Instagram or something? Or oh, hey, Suzanne, welcome. Yeah, I believe I saw you through through Jill's. Let's just call it. I'll just call it Jill's channel. So yeah, sorry it's on there, but thank you for subbing. Didn't have to, but thank you very much. It's much appreciated. So, oh, you're on X. Oh yeah, I don't have X anymore. I got rid of it because I just got tired of being on Twitter. It just seems like everyone likes to, I don't know, fight on there and everything. I just got tired of dealing with it. People not fighting on YouTube enough. It's always going to be on X too, or even it's going to be on some kind of social. Hey, it's all good. It's all good, Suzanne. So it's all good. No worries. I was able to remind you, so that's a good thing. So yeah. It's all good. Yeah, Jill's is a big fan of Star Trek for sure, and I sure as hell am too. In fact, I can get to these right here. Got them in 4K. I never got them on Blu-ray because I heard they were kind of DNR'd. But yeah, and I do have the motion picture. I got this one here, as you can tell. So yeah. But of course, I got the classic Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock. But for whatever reason, this didn't have a slip cover, which I think is weird. And 4, 5, 6. And of course, hold on, let me put those up so I'll just grab it like that. And that's Star Wars. Hey, I like Star Wars, but Star Trek, that's difficult. And Next Generation in 4K as well. So that's cool. I mean, Jill is. I don't know much about Scotty R37. I don't know if I ever really interacted with him. So yeah. And of course, I got the original series and the animated series and Next Generation on Blu-ray. So yeah. If you're still there, CJH, I would like to. Oh, okay, Suzanne. If you want to, go ahead. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm going to put the link down quickly, and I'm hoping a certain particular someone's not going to interact on there. So I do not want to deal with him. Let me see. Okay, let me check and make sure. Something real quick on one of my accounts. I wanted to see Hard Eyes, but it seemed like it disappeared out of the theaters that I wanted to see it at. I don't know if it's still showing it. The theaters here might have already pulled it for all I know, but who knows? Oh, deleted your comment on Insta? Okay, so you do have Insta? Okay. The CJH. I assume it's the CJH Entertainment, or is it something else? Okay, I found you. Okay, I'm following you, and then hopefully I can message you. And okay, about to send you the StreamYard link, and voila, you should be good to go. Okay, you reached out. I followed you, so I think, I think you should be good. You shall be good, man. Good. So what comes out on April? Hard Ice comes out on April already, or is that the other movie, Mickey 17, that you're referring to? Because damn, that's coming out rather quick. I mean, you would think that movie bombed, but didn't that movie make a fair amount of money? I did. Let me see on the notifications. Oh, I saw that one too, and I couldn't believe it. Hold on, don't worry. Hold on, let me. Oh, it's requested. Okay, never mind. I'm not, it says requested, but I don't know what it meant by that. Okay, well, I guess you have to accept that. So it's all good. Damn, that quickly? Didn't make okay money at least, I think. Okay, let me Hard Eyes. Let me check. Hard Eyes. Josh Rubin. Yeah, it's made 31.6. I mean, I guess that's like overseas. All right, so let's see, 8.3 million. I don't know. I got so many freaking windows. Oh, well, thanks. I appreciate that, Suzanne. I got track. Hold on, let me do something here. Oh, I see. John's actually live stream. I figured he would, so just hang on. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna say hi and hang on a second. Let me make sure no one's okay. Yep. Rested. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm following you on two different ones. Should I unfollow you on the old one, or does it really matter if you're still in there? um, Sorry, I'm just going to type in some message on their live stream. All right. The one I'm logged in is mostly the DM friends. Okay, gotcha. Oh yeah, hold on. I need to I need to message you the link. If you want me to miss, okay, okay, sorry. I didn't even see your message. It didn't even light up. It seems like I have to always hit refresh or something. So you should get something in there. I hope it's going to be good because I know Nev Campbell is going to be, definitely in it for sure. I mean, it's a definite for sure for her. I'm just wondering how much screen time she's going to have in it. I just hope she doesn't get killed off like in the beginning or something. I know that Courtney Cox is back, so hey, what's going on?
Doing good. Doing good.
And I know that Kevin Williamson's directing that movie too, Scream 7, so you'd hope it's probably going to be, probably the best of the recent Scream films for sure. Because honestly, I didn't care much for 5. The sixth one was a little better, but and I still don't like how a certain character met their demise in the 5th one. I don't know if you've ever seen Scream before, CJH. So sure.
I gotta eventually finish the Scream series. I kind of stopped for some reason, and then I
Oh yeah, I
yeah.
forgot Matthew. Even Scott Foley, and I heard recently David Arquette's coming back, but I think I don't know if they're going to be real central characters. I think they're going to be like AI stuff. So yeah.
I think it might have been because I couldn't find the sequels, so I just didn't bother.
How far of the sequels did you go into?
Maybe the 3rd. I liked it. It's just, I couldn't find the
The 4th and 5th, and after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the 3rd one's underrated. I honestly, I would have been fine if it ended on there. So, but yeah, I'll definitely, if you definitely stop by, if I get around to it, maybe I can make you a mod because I'm actually on the StreamYard chat. I'm not really on the YouTube part of it. I'm just on the StreamYard.
Yeah.
I don't. Can you make a person on the mod on the StreamYard? I don't know if you can. I think you'd have to be logged into YouTube, but.
Yeah, no, I totally get that whole AI idea. That makes sense because it's on everyone's minds right now.
Right. I mean, you were even telling me how you're able to do certain pictures in AI, which is interesting enough.
Yeah, exactly. They would do like a deep fake type thing, but with.
Yeah, that's not going to be surprising for me. But yeah.
Apparently, James Bond is public domain in Canada, which is weird.
Interesting. So just check out your about section. I wouldn't say it's games, but it's mainly 80s, 90s stuff. Sometimes maybe it's basically like I said, I like anything 80s and 90s related. I mean, there's some stuff in the 2000s I like. Anything. It could be maybe toys. There could be video games involved. I still have some of my PlayStation 2 games and PlayStation 1 games still. I don't know if I'll do a video on that. Maybe I'll do if I'm going to do a video of some kind. Maybe I'll do a video, and maybe I can do something like, "What would you like from this channel?" Especially now that I've grown. And Suzanne says, "Hello to CGH."
Hello. My only tip with YouTube is good thumbnails, good titles,
Right.
tags,
Oh, yeah,
and then pretty much just do whatever. I guess after that, that's the key to on YouTube. It's just all those.
Yeah. But if Predator is still there, I mentioned to him and now that Suzanne's also here, I mentioned I was going to do a live commentary. I was maybe going to do one starting with the 1994 Street Fighter, but it could be either that or redo a live commentary of Leviathan.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. Is So for context, I made a character when I was younger. It was kind of inspired by Joker. It was like a mobster, but with a burnt face. So AI did it pretty well.
So this is what you made, and this is if the Joker was a businessman, this is what he'd be, huh?
Well, it was inspired by Joker, by his original character. So it's weird. It's like when I made it when I was like I drew it as a kid. Obviously, I was inspired by Joker, but then I
Gotcha.
decided today to make this in AI, and it pretty much gave me this. So
Almost sounds like it's something being Hellraiser almost too in a way.
yeah, there's a couple other ones where it's like there's that one. Oh, yeah, that one was
Uh,
good. Uh, the other one, this one was cool.
that almost looks like Pierce Bronson. Like if
That's
James,
why I was like, yeah.
yeah, if
I'm like,
James,
is AI kind of stealing? Like, you know what I mean?
no kidding.
Yeah.
And Predator says The Abyss, Leviathan, Deep Star Six, all similar good films. I can understand that. You can definitely say Leviathan's the more entertaining one, and The Abyss is the more deep, provoking, thoughtful type of movie. We are big on FNAF over here.
I could on the channel if I wanted to get views, I would just focus on Dexter all the time, but um I'm not about the views.
Right. And I'm trying to figure out what does FNAF stand for. Feel free to help me out on that, Suzanne, if you want.
Uh
Or are you too
isn't
strict?
it that video game, Five Nights at Freddy's?
Oh, Five Nights at Fred. Oh, I've well, okay, that's what it was. I've heard the movie, but I haven't really played the
What
video
it is?
game.
Or no, maybe
Maybe it's
not.
something else. I don't know. Hold on, let me do something real quick. Come on. Oh yeah, I have
I'm
to
in
wait.
the Alien Earth video and that did well, so I don't know what the algorithm wants.
Yes. Oh, so you're familiar with Leviathan? Cool. Um, yeah, I'll definitely make a post on that at some point. So yeah, yeah, I saw that movie this last Tuesday as well. Definitely a good film for sure. It was very well acted. Um, yeah, maybe there's not a whole lot of development, I'll say, but it
See, I'm
definitely looks.
different with the CGI thing. So I think you can still use a little CGI. I
Yeah,
mean, look
just don't
at the Dark
overdo it and
Knight.
overabuse
Yeah,
it. So
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, look at the Dark Knight. Two Face was clearly CGI.
right.
Yeah, and some scenes were definitely CGI, but he didn't overdo it. Nolan. He mixed the two. Same with Jurassic Park. Like, they mixed animatronics with CGI, and it worked.
Yeah, that's something that
So CGI isn't always a boogie, man, right? Kind of
right,
like AI. People are afraid of AI right now. So
right. But if, like you said, if they use something that's a little bit practical, but if you use CGI to kind of enhance it out at times, um,
exactly, just enhance it, and yeah,
yeah, you wouldn't know that it was actually CGI.
yeah. And there's
So,
some shots that you be like, you don't even know that it's CGI. Like they'll film like a time period movies, and clearly they can't have all the cars exist. So like they can't build a bunch of cars. So they'll just do a bunch of CGI cars in the background of that time period. You know what I mean?
Right.
And people wouldn't even know.
Yep. Yep. She was, and you were crit CGH. It was Five Nights at Freddy's.
Or the
Yeah.
other thing is when it's like a nighttime shot, but they film in the day.
I know there's supposed to be a sequel coming out this year, or is it next year?
Oh, yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
I hope Markiplier actually shows up this time. I think it was scheduling conflicts. That's why he didn't show up. Although they would have killed him off, apparently.
Hmm.
He would have been the guy that died at the start.
I understand. I mean, I understand. Sometimes Woody Harrelson isn't for everyone. He's a good actor. I don't know. I don't know what he's like in real life, but I'm sure he's. I'm sure
Apparently,
he's not. At least he's not Ezra Miller, right?
apparently he's related to what's his name? Matthew McConaughey.
He is.
Yeah, they're
Hmm.
brothers. Apparently,
So are they just
supposedly they never got the blood test, but there's a story going around about his father and his mother and all that stuff. And they just roll with it now. So
well, okay? I saw that. Let me. All right. Let me go up here. There you are. How do I do this? I didn't realize you can. There's a. What's the difference between standard and managing moderator? I'm just curious.
one can control your channel. The other is just a regular mod.
Okay, so okay.
So I would pick the one that's just a regular mod, not the one that has access.
Oh, I see. I got some surprises for y'all. Um,
Did you see the DC channel got deleted?
DC channel.
Comics, yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard. Oh yeah, I
The
just remember that.
movie, yeah.
I think I
All
heard.
those trailers got deleted because that channel got deleted, got hacked, and then deleted.
Okay, I figured it got hacked. And by the way, CGH, you and Suzanne and Predator are now mods, so
Okay. Thanks.
no problemo.
Will wield this power of the hammer, of Thor's hammer.
Right. Just as long as you don't abuse it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. I don't know how much people are going to come in. There's probably not going to be a lot. One's already streaming. I think one that I sent the invite to is probably going to join them on a stream. So yeah, depends on
That's
how
the
long I go on.
hardest. That's the hardest thing to do as like a upcoming YouTuber is like when there's hardly anyone in the chat, and then it's almost like discouraging.
Right.
It's weird, you know what I mean? And then I don't know. I don't know how people do it with very few.
I guess they just make the best of it.
Yeah. It's even worse when you get like 0 viewers, and it's like, oh.
That's what it was for a pretty good while. I mean, to be honest, I would have planned this. I would have actually, I would have put out a thumbnail and created a live stream much earlier, but I wasn't sure. I mean, this, I mean, like I said, I was kind of planning on one, but I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to go through it. So it was kind of something that happened at the last minute. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And Suzanne, I mean, sorry, Suzanne, shot not Predator and Predator shoot. Okay, I guess I read that. Yeah, by the way, Suzanne, gave you a link to your channel. So hey, no problem. I assume Zero may have given you a mod, or are you a mod? I'm not sure. So I know I'm a mod in his channel, so he trusts me. I've had to time out some people on his channel, and there's been some trolls where they start typing like they'll type in the racist N word. They'll just say N-I-G. Yeah, they'll do something like that for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Trolls are trolls. They got nothing better to do. Those trolls, but they add to the engagement.
They got no life.
Yeah.
Look, son, trolls with no life.
Yeah. But the good thing about trolls is they give you views. So
Yeah,
you
that's
get
why
the
you.
final laugh.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I usually interact with him quite a bit. Yeah, he's a good dude. I've interacted with him for I think five. Well, technically, I think I came to his streams. I think in late 2019 or something like that. I don't think we really interacted, on a stream till like probably 2020 when the beginning of the pandemic probably. So I don't know if you've heard of the Zero Cool CGH, but definitely check out his channel. He's a real good dude.
Yeah. You know what's funny about trolls is they tell you not to give them attention and not like talk to them. But like when you do that, they comment more, which adds to the engagement.
Well,
So it's like a bonus.
right. No worries. I mod for the much of the community. That's cool. Hey, I understand. If you want to make it your primary movie channel, go for it. Do whatever you feel is, within your best interests. Go for it.
The way I see it now is just upload.
Yeah,
That's all you gotta do. Start. And then keep going. Keep going.
yeah. Apparently, one of the Strange Ways album, the slide, it's now reached. It's at 2.7 thousand. It's over 2,700 views. That's probably the most longest viewed video that I've had in quite a while. I think that yeah, it's the second. I think the mostly viewed one on my channel was my review of Rambo, the fourth one, of all
That's the
things.
one thing I'll say is a negative with us YouTubers is that we're always checking the views. We're always checking the analytics.
Right.
And it kind of, I don't know, it becomes almost like an addiction in a
Mm-hmm.
way
Right.
instead of just uploading. You know what I mean? And then we're like chasing the views and whatnot. You know what I
Right.
mean? And a lot of YouTubers, they fall into that trap
Yeah.
instead of just uploading what they're passionate about.
Yep. Yeah, it seems like if we're not as much passionate, that one somehow gets the most views. But the one video we're definitely passionate about doesn't seem to quite hit on like it should. So yeah. Yeah, you start somewhere. I mean, I'll be honest. When I started, doing reviews, uh, the setup wasn't the best. In fact, I even sat in there at one point, but I was able to make the best of it in some other kind of way. Like I had to use like some old boxes, and then I had speakers on top of it. That was like my desk. And then eventually, when I moved into my own place, I what you call it? I managed to get a desk at some point, and yeah, that definitely made a difference. But sadly, when I moved, that since it was a wooden desk, it broke during the moves. So it is what it is. As long as the trolls are
Oh
civil,
yeah,
I have no problem.
when they're not, trying to. There's trolls that will try to take down your channel by saying bad words. You know what I mean?
Right.
Those are the trolls that deserve to be banned.
Gotcha.
The fun trolls are the good ones,
Yeah, that's true.
where they're pretty much you know how they say monetize your haters. That's pretty much what it ends up being. Like, just get them to keep commenting.
Right. But yeah, in 2025, and for March, Predator, if you're still there, I okay, so you definitely just want to be involved with the community, and you definitely want to moderate, but not really create content. It is what it is. I can understand that. You just like having that, like interacting with people. That's always a good thing.
I find editing videos a lot fun though, versus live streams on my own channel.
Right.
I don't mind showing up on other people's lives. I find that's funner than hosting sometimes.
Right. But
It's weird. It's like, but then I'll make like a bunch of thumbnails for a live stream, and then I don't follow through with the live stream because
right.
I was more excited with making the thumbnail than the actual.
Right. Are we talking like in movie theaters or just like in general? Like if you're, or are you referring to both, like in theaters or at home? Because it's really hard to say. Well, used to when I would sneak in a snack, I used to sneak in some of the Sour Patch stuff, like the watermelons or the
Is
candies.
your theater are they more strict about that? My theater just
Well,
doesn't care anymore.
that's well, yeah, I would sneak it in, but okay, so you gotta tuck in your kid. I understand. Um,
Technically, it's not illegal, is it?
right. But thanks for stopping by, Suzanne. I appreciate it, and thanks for sharing this out. You know, you know,
Actually, when you think about it, getting in trouble for sneaking in your own treats is kind of foolish. It's a
right?
foolish rule.
Yeah, and apparently, when I went to see that last breath, I saw a little thing where it says outside snacks are not allowed. So,
Yeah,
here's the thing:
that's just
I've even snuck in a soda too as
yeah.
well, just a 12-ounce can of soda. I probably
But
shouldn't do that anymore.
I always think that's a ridiculous rule, to be honest.
Yeah, I can understand because if it's because the theaters need to make apparently that's where they
Oh
make their
yeah,
money.
they need to make their money, but like it's still kind of silly
Hey, Ishan, what's going on, man?
because you're still gonna make money if someone say forgets to
Hmm.
get treats.
Right. I know that the one theater I would sometimes go to, they actually have like a not necessarily a big bag, but it was a decent sized bag of like Cheetos, hot Cheetos. It's not like one of those snack pack type of bags.
Hmm.
Um,
There's the whole sneaking in treats, and then
really, a pizza in the theater, a whole pizza. How did he hide that? I'm just curious. Was it like a? I assume it's like a mini pizza of some kind, and he had his
now they
bag or
sell
something.
pizzas. Now they sell pizzas there.
Now that I think about it, I think let's say AMC for example. I think they sell pizzas there. I'm not really sure. So
Hmm.
he put that bitch in the back and that's funny, man. But yeah, theaters are expensive. I'm looking at getting the Regal. Yeah, if I guess if you get like one of their cards, certain theaters. I assume AMC sells pizzas too. I know I've had their curly fries. Believe it or not, I guess that's one snack that I can say that I don't mind having there if it's
Does
decent
yours
curly fries. So
sell?
yeah,
Does
even the
yours
mozzarella
sell?
sticks.
Does yours sell alcohol? My theater just started doing that.
I, I don't know if all the theaters. I know that a few of them do. I know that probably AMC does. I think one of the Cinemarks does. I'm not sure. So I have AMC stubs. It's convenient. I love theater food when I eat. Yeah, I don't blame you. I've had like I said, I've had their curly fries. I've had the mozzarella sticks. Those were pretty decent. I don't know if they're something they had to buy, or if they bought it from the store or something. It's their own.
Checking for weapons makes more sense
Well,
than
yeah,
the snack.
that's understandable, especially what happened
The
in
Dark Knight,
2012.
yeah,
Yeah, so yeah,
Dark Knight Rises. I mean,
yeah, Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, so yeah, and AMC and Cinemark. Yeah, I would.
imagine that being your last movie.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, he's also a Cowboy fan too. I don't think you follow football, but Ishan, how do you feel about the Osa contract? Do you think it was worth giving him? I mean, I know it said 80 million, but I think it's 52 million of it's guaranteed. How do you feel about that? Just brush on that subject.
We have Cineplex up here.
Cineplex, yeah. I'm trying to remember. Didn't we? I think we had a Cineplex a long time ago. I don't know if we have one, at least where I'm at. So,
I miss when it was called Empire Theaters.
oh, really? I guess they
Yeah.
were better managed and had better snacks there too.
Yeah. I saw Star Wars, all the prequel movies there, which is ironic considering the name.
Well, I'll say this. Thankfully, he wasn't tagged. It would have been like 25 million, and I don't know if that would have been worth the money that he was. I mean, I don't think. I mean, if it was like, let's say 3 years, 45 million, that would have been okay. But just like I said earlier, Jerry, they don't just like their guys; they fucking love them. They'd love to go down on them too, just to keep it PG-13. Yeah, like I said, it's the fucking clown show. Yeah, it might as well be. The Cowboys are the Joker, Folie à Deux, the football, a massive troll of a fucking team. Exactly. The front office is a fucking joke. They clearly don't know how to manage things. Otherwise, I'd love to go out there and protest and say, I should take if anything, you should hire me as the coach and I can be the assistant GM and you can go fucking live on your fucking yacht for all I care and just stay on there. Or if you need to sign some checks, just do that. So, yeah. Yeah, rest in peace. Apparently, they just found out how he was killed. It was some kind of cardiovascular disease, and then apparently his wife had a different disease of some kind. So I haven't seen it, but I have no plans to. I know what happens. It's a fucking waste of time.
Wait, then what happened with the dog?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know for sure. I don't know if
Did
they
it
ever.
just like starve?
I don't. That could have
Like
been.
how long has he
I
was
think
he
they. I think
dead
they
for?
died. I think they were already dead for a while. Maybe that's why the dog may have died of starvation for all I know. So maybe that's why. But no, I haven't seen. I know that Zero Cool reviewed that movie, and he basically just said, "Why was this movie made?" I assume you saw it, right?
Oh yeah. Well, we explained on the other stream
Yeah,
that
you said
I
you didn't mind it,
understood.
but you
Yeah, I
understood why.
understood. Yeah.
But I was talking about Ethan. Yeah, I didn't. I like the 2019 film. I don't. Yeah, he's Galactus, the Destroyer of sequels. Is it because of the what was it, the Hangover sequels? At least those were. At least the second one was kind of fun, but the third one, it seems like they were kind of running low on steam. I don't know if you ever saw the Hangover or any of the sequels.
Yeah, I saw them. I didn't mind them. Thought it was funny. Kind of. In retrospect, they weren't as funny
As the original, yeah.
when I first saw them. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it seems like the third kind of recycled the first one's plot again or something,
Well,
I think.
it's not so much that. It's like when I first watched them, they were hilarious. And then years later, when I watched it recently, I was like, this isn't even funny. I've seen funnier.
Okay. Ishan says, I love Joker 2019, but the decisions he made with Joker 2 were just different for the sake of it. As a filmmaker myself, there's no way you make Joker 2 that way and think Joker 2 would be successful. Good point. If you want, Ishan, you can come in. If you got stuff going on, it's cool. If you want to stay in the chat, feel free.
The music part didn't make sense, but I totally understand the ending, whereas a lot of people didn't.
Paramir says, I agree, Ishan. Why a musical was even a thought blows my mind. And I heard Lady Gaga's acting wasn't very good. It was like she was in a high school musical play or something like that. That's what I've heard. So
It's rumor she's a guy.
why am I not surprised about that? Okay, I'm gonna. Do you have Instagram, Ishan? Because I just don't know if I want to put it in the chat because I just don't want to have a certain someone come in here in case that person's watching. I know I keep referring to it. I'll definitely explain it to you if you want to stay in the back room and whatnot. I can give you. What do you mean by hash? I don't have Twitter if that's what you're referring to. Hold on, let me see if I can find you, Ishan. Maybe something will come up on your end. I guess you can just tell me and I'll find it or something. Your phone number? I'm streaming on my laptop, just FYI. I'm not doing it on my phone, so yeah. I don't know how that would work. If that's what I guess you thought I was doing it on my phone, but I'm doing it on my laptop. So
I never noticed this, but YouTube thumbnails kind of are like comic book covers.
Really,
when you think about it, yeah. When you really think about it and look at them side by side, it's like I see it. Well, I mean, they're a marketing thing, right? Well, makes sense.
Yeah, I never really put much thought into YouTube thumbnails, so yeah. But yeah.
There's an art to it.
The thumbnail that I did was I just, recorded myself and I took the, I recorded myself for like 29 seconds and just saved the frame that I wanted to use and just used that as the thumbnail. So would the email be easier than sending a link to Instagram?
Yeah, see, I make these type of thumbnails.
Oh, yeah, how'd you do those?
Mix of Photoshop, Canva, Pixlr, bunch of other stuff.
What's your Instagram, Ishan? Is it some? Just tell me. I can go. Since I'm already on there, I can search for you. And I'll add you, and depending on whichever's easier. So I don't know if your name would be together or if it's completely different. Feel free to tell me, and I'll definitely hook you up. Definitely hook you up, man.
Someone just commented on my Howard the Duck review.
Someone actually commented, huh?
Yeah. Sometimes you definitely get creative burnout. Sometimes it's like sometimes I don't want. Sometimes I don't want to make a video, and then I'm like, oh, well, it's kind of like a job. You gotta do it.
Okay, let me find. Oh, there we go. It's a. Is it Ishan? I don't want to butcher part of your name. Is it the photography one? Is that the one, Ishan? Okay, you got to head up, Primator. No problem. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. Take it easy, okay? All right, I'll wait Ishan's response. I assume that's going to be him. That's his Instagram. Yeah, you have quite a bit of. If that's you, you have a lot of followers, man. That's pretty good. Over 22,000 followers, man.
That's a lot.
Okay. Oh, it's dash 19 Ishan. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know that. So maybe I was. Yeah, 19 Ishan. Okay. Yep. I think I found you. Yep. Found you. I found you, man. Okay, I'm going to send you the link. Message you the link. Okay, I sent you the link. Should be good to go. Should be good, man. You should be good, man. Yep. We both follow each other back, so yeah. Yeah, I thought it was, for whatever reason, I thought it was you. I don't know why. Okay, yep, he's here. What's going on, man?
I'm okay. How are you, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm good. Just making the best of it. You see how I've now reached 700, so that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
an
yeah.
accomplishment for sure.
No, good job on that. No, I just came from work, man. This was a long, typical day for me. So, like, your channel now is primarily like talking films, or like what are you talking about?
It can be talking films. I do live commentaries. I plan on either doing a live commentary for either 1994 Street Fighter or Leviathan, 1989. I don't know if you're familiar. You may have heard of one of those films, or you haven't heard of either one. Well, Street Fighter has Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia.
Okay.
It was not quite his final role. It was pretty close to it was his final theatrical role because he had done one more movie after that. Then he passed away from stomach cancer.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I'm actually filming a movie right now, so I'm overseas. So it's just about 6 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a major production for a company, so that I'm working for, that I'm working with. So he's cool. So I'm part of the producing team for it. So
that's nice.
Yeah. No, so I can't complain. How's everything been with you, man? It's been a while.
That's been fine. Just working, surviving. Doing what I can.
Yeah.
And trying to get back into working out, which is what I'm doing.
That's good.
Yeah, keeping on that purpose and grind.
Yeah. No, of course.
like we all should in a way.
Yeah. No, absolutely. No, yeah. I saw Joker. You haven't seen Joker too?
No, I don't know if I want to see it.
Man, it's. I'll put it this way: like, I know a bunch of motherfuckers hated that movie, but like, I don't necessarily hate it, but I get why it bombed the way it did.
Yeah.
Because in seeing the movie, I don't know if CJH Entertainment can speak.
Yeah, I saw it.
Hey, you've seen the movie? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it quite literally feels like it was intended to alienate its core audience. And it was weird, man, because like the first Joker was like, it very clearly had certain things it was exploring, right? It was exploring society, its attitude toward the mentally ill, and asked whether psychopaths were created, by people, by the community and all that kind of things. So I mean, it had a bunch of different things it was exploring.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to this fucking movie, the entire thing is just a 2-hour epilogue to the first movie, and it doesn't really have anything to say beyond what we already know from the first movie. Like the main star of the movie was the first film. It just constantly references itself, points towards previous scenes. It's weird, man, because an hour of the movie is just him in prison, and then the other half of the movie is like this courtroom thing. It doesn't really make sense. Like I don't understand how you make Joker the way you make, regardless of whether you like the movie or you don't like the movie. Doesn't really matter because it's like you don't make that film the way you make that film and then decide, oh, I'm gonna do this as a sequel to this movie. This logically doesn't make sense. I don't know how you, as a filmmaker, you would think that would make money.
Yeah, it's like you decided to Ryan Johnson the shit out of it almost,
No, I mean, look, my mom
or subvert expectations, if you will.
My mother would be able to tell you that movie would not be successful because just on a narrative front, nothing in the movie, like it leads nowhere. And the ending of the movie, woof.
Yeah.
You know what happens at the end of the movie?
Sadly, yeah, I know what happens.
Yeah. I didn't even realize that.
It makes sense from a Joker comic book the view.
Yeah.
But like because they did the same thing in Gotham. In the Gotham show.
Yeah. I just feel like, I mean, if that's the way you're gonna end the movie, what's the point? What's the point of the two movies? Like, I mean, because the whole point of the first movie, I understand it's not technically this character is not the Joker because it's set fucking in the movie. Bruce Wayne's like 6 in the first movie, so it doesn't make. I get that much, but like, if you listen to Todd Phillips talk about the first movie, every interview clip with him, he's like, my intention was to tell a potential origin story for the character of the Joker. That's in every junket of the fucking movie. And I've read the script for the film. It literally says in the end of the script, he is the Joker. That's an actual line in the fucking script. And then all of a sudden, because of the shit he's taking from this, he's like, oh, he was never the Joker. And I'm like, man, whatever.
Well, they could have spinned it off as he inspired the real Joker, but they didn't do that.
But you have to build up to it though.
Yeah.
The thing is, like in the movie, that character, whoever is the real Joker, they do nothing with him the whole movie.
Well, yeah, he only appears like twice, and that's it.
Yeah, and when when it happened, I was like, oh, so that's why people are mad. That's the first thing in the theater. I thought, I was like, man, no, the people are gonna be pissed. And
Did you see this?
$200 million.
You see this new look at the xenomorph in Alien Earth?
Let me see if I can.
I guess
I haven't seen
all their budget didn't go into this.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen it yet.
I mean, that doesn't look too bad.
I guess maybe have it close up.
Well, the alien.
Is it supposed to be like looking like animated like that? Because that looks really fucking. I don't know if it's just on my end, but that looks really animated.
CGI, yeah,
really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, the set design
they
looks
had
good.
no budget. Yeah.
Did you like Romulus?
Shouldn't they have like the Disney budget?
I'm sure they did. I mean, Alien's a big IP, right? So I mean, I'd be surprised if they don't have money for that.
I actually didn't mind Romulus. It was.
I enjoyed it enough. I mean, I'm a horror buff, so I mean, I like Romulus. I still think, for me, my favorite is still, of course, the first movie. I like the second one as well, but I enjoyed
first two
Romulus.
are the best. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure, without question. I enjoyed Romulus enough just from a horror standpoint, but recently, I mean, what movies have been coming out? I mean, I'm excited for Novocaine. That looks fun. I'm interested to see Mickey 17. I have no idea how the hell that movie will turn out. I've heard, because do you guys like Parasite? Have you seen Parasite?
I haven't.
I think I've heard of it. I haven't seen it yet. So
Parasite, it won the Oscar, I think, in 2017. Was it? Maybe 18. One of the years. It's a Korean director directed it, and then he won the Oscar for it. And then he's now making a movie called Mickey 17 with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah,
So,
that just yeah. Predator actually said he just saw that movie. He said it was good.
I'm sure it was really good, but I mean, if you haven't seen Parasite, I won't spoil anything. But like,
no, about Mickey 17, not Parasite.
No, I know, but I'm just saying it's the same director of it. So,
like, same. Okay, I didn't.
Both movies are made by the same director. With Parasite, I love the movie. I just absolutely despise the ending. So I'm very, very curious to see what this film will turn out to be. Because I've heard some people say they had mixed, and then some people say it's good. But I mean, he's a really talented filmmaker. I just, have my opinions on certain techniques that he has. But that's just what it is. But I'm sure the movie will be good.
Yep. I mean, I know there's a new Jason Statham movie coming out this month.
Yeah. What is that? A Working Man?
Yeah, Working Man. Yeah, I definitely want to give it a shot for sure.
That shit, his movies are funny to me, man. Like his whole action star. I mean, it delivers. Have you seen The Beekeeper?
Yeah, I've seen it. It was a good one.
It was hilarious to me. I loved it. It was so funny.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how you see Jeremy Irons saying, basically, you SWAT members are pussies.
Yeah. I found the movie so. I mean, the action scenes are of course handled really well, and he could still do action, which is the important thing.
Yeah.
But on a plot standpoint, it was fucking funny. So he's not only a literal beekeeper, but the government has a code name called the Beekeeper.
Yeah, that's definitely
funny to me now in that sense. But I enjoy that enough. I heard they're making a sequel for that film because it did successful.
So, I think so. Yeah, I don't know when we're getting it. I guess we might be getting it next year. I don't know.
I have no idea. But, no, yeah, Mickey 17. I'm interested to see that. Novocaine, I think will be fun. Sinners, I think is going to be good too. Ryan Coogler's movie. So there's a slate of movies that are coming out that I think will be good.
I have some.
Yeah, I know. I think recently the best movie I've seen, is Oppenheimer for me. I am a Nolan fan, so that's also there. But so I think Oppenheimer would be my favorite movie recently, and then second would be Dune, the second movie. So
from last year, right?
Yeah, Dune too. Last year, there was quite a few movies that came out last year.
Yeah, I like Dune Part 2. Yeah, it was a solid sequel. I got the 4K, so.
Mm-hmm. Did you see it in theaters?
Yes, I did actually.
No, I that's the way you got to see these movies, man.
Yeah, in fact, I saw it in IMAX, I think.
Yeah, no, I did as well.
But I think I only saw it once. I don't think I saw it again after that, but I remember liking it. It was a good little experience, and
no, yeah, for sure. I think those movies are technical achievements, so it's difficult to make those kinds of things, So I would love to be able to direct a movie like that. So,
right.
No, So, have you seen anything else recently? Any of you guys that is like?
Well, okay. The only recent movie I saw this year was Sonic 3, which I thought was,
I thought it was fun enough. It was enjoyable enough.
Yeah, I mean, Keanu Reeves was good as Shadow. I got to give it that.
But recently he's been playing his whole John Wick thing. I feel.
Yeah,
I feel like he's an underrated actor when he tries to act. The problem is, I feel like he's leaned into the perception that people have of, he's the most likable bad actor or whatever. People have that perception of him. Like if you look at him in The Matrix, he actually acts pretty well in The Matrix, like back in the day. But then I feel like recently he's like with John Wick, especially. Like, and I like the new John Wick movie quite a bit, but like in terms of acting, his playing is Keanu Reeves. Thing.
Yeah, it's kind of still Keanu Reeves in a way.
Yeah. So, and I feel Shadow. I felt like it was the same way. I didn't feel like he. No, I enjoyed the movie enough. It was a fun
right.
But I just wish he actually acts in because he has the potential.
Kind of is a bad actor when you think about it.
He is.
It's around it because he's Keanu.
I mean,
yeah. No, he has a perception of the most likable bad actor or something like that. Some like the best bad actor, something like that is what the perception of him is. I think if he tries, like in the first Matrix, I thought he acted really well in the first Matrix.
How do you feel about in the sequels, at least 2 and 3?
Yeah, and I like 2. I don't love 2. Was not a fan of the third movie, But then I fucking deplored the fucking Resurrection or whatever the new one was.
Honestly, I kind of like the third movie a little better, but I know that's unpopular.
You like the third movie better than the first movie?
No, not the first movie, but the second. I liked it, the third one better than the second. I think.
Really? Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
I felt like there's a little more epicness to it. I feel like at times in the second it kind of moved a little slow.
Really, I felt the opposite. I felt the third move slow, and the second was because the second was had more action scenes. Other than so,
yeah, but it's weird. Well, the one thing I don't know why is that all of a sudden Neo can fly in the second one, but I swear they don't bring that back for the third, so it doesn't quite make sense. And yeah, there were some problems like Trinity. Yeah. Spoiler, she dies, and that was kind of disappointing.
Well, I with the third movie, it was just I felt there were way too many characters in the movie. To the point where it was just an over bombardment of like subplots, right. And I just couldn't get into like the main thing, and it didn't pay it off enough. But then this new movie, man, I fucking hated this new Matrix.
I didn't even see Matrix Resurrections. It just seemed like it was just desperate.
Isn't the point of the new one is that he took the blue pill?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, I didn't like it because it was just. I mean, it was kind of like Joker too, but not in the same way. But like, they had the sheer audacity so it's the same movie in different clothing. In a meeting, like they hired different actors to play characters, or different iterations of the same character. So it was weird, but they had the sheer audacity to hire an actor and then name him as Agent Smith, but then flash back to Hugo Weaving's face. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, come on, man. So things like
it's like you got cheap and you still want to reference Hugo Weaving, or did they ever reference? I know that what's his face, Lawrence Fishburne didn't come back. But did they show Lawrence Fishburne in flashbacks or no?
Many times. Many
times. And they have a different actor. What the fuck?
No, yeah. They did it with Agent Smith, and they did it with Morpheus, and quite a bit. Like the first scene of the movie is the same scene from the first movie, just with a different person. So, yeah. So, but I mean, yeah. So, because I'm a big fan of the first Matrix, man. And then after, this new one, man, I just couldn't deal with it.
Was Lawrence Fishburne in bad shape or something to come back or something?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Who knows?
I do know that Neil Patrick Harris is in the movie as some kind
He's there for like a scene or two. He's not like a main thing. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but recently what's came out recently that I just couldn't stand. I think the movie that I just couldn't stand the most was recently there was that fucking, what is it, that Flight Risk movie with that Mel Gibson directed? I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Good Lord.
So it was that bad, huh?
Is that bad?
Damn.
It's surprising that Mel Gibson directed that movie, given that his other movies are like all epic scale films. Mm-hmm. And then he makes this. So it was weird because when I saw the trailers, I was like, okay. Because I like pretty much all the other movies that he's done, directed at least. Mm-hmm. And then when he came to this, I was like, okay, this trailer looks shit, but I'm interested because he's the name behind the camera. And good Lord, it's awful. It's really bad.
Damn.
So that one, and then Craven was awful. But Craven was funny awful. It was just
I figured it would be. Would you say it's better than, let's say, Madame Web?
It is, but that's not saying much. The thing,
or Madame Woke.
Madame Web was just. You've seen Madame Web.
I haven't seen it, but it didn't look that good to me. I mean, I did see Morbius, but I probably would rather watch Morbius than that.
Morbius is not good by any means, but it's unbelievably better than Madame Web. For the mere fact that they actually tried. There's effort. Madame Web, there was zero effort in the whole aspect of the film.
Other than probably looking at Sydney Sweeney or something like that.
No, but there's no effort put into the filmmaking of it. Like they have these random zooms in the movie for no reason. It's not to accentuate a point. It's for nothing. They just have these random crash zooms, and it's digital. You could tell. because it's not the camera doing the work. It just I don't know what the fuck was going on with it, but I saw 4 shots where the boom is in the frame, like the boom arm.
Really? Damn.
Yeah. So think shit like that I couldn't stand that.
And they couldn't CGI it out.
Either that or they didn't care to. I don't even know. But like if you watch that movie, I think it's on Netflix now, I think. But like God bless some of those actors because you can tell that they were just like, fuck it, I'm not even gonna try to sell this. They were like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna put as much effort as you put into writing this as I am gonna be to performing it.
Yeah. I know
It was funny. It was just stupid, man. Craven was just dumb.
Well, how did Aaron Taylor Johnson do? Was his acting bad?
He's a good actor, though. I like him as an actor. He has the physicality down. The problem is the interpretation of the character from a writing standpoint was really bad. Like, he's just a regular Tom, Dick, and Harry. He's not the character from the comics. He talks like me, like an American. He doesn't have that gruff Russian accent that you associate with Craven. And to me, I'm not like a comic nerd sort of a thing, but for me, what I like about the character of Craven is that he's this, he's not really a super powered guy. He's just an extremely conniving, sadistic motherfucker who's an excellent hunter. And he's sadistic, but he's intelligent. That's what I like about the character. This dude is just, they give him superpowers and he can like see through walls and shit and like jump like the Hulk in a sense, like jump stories and stuff. And so they removed the core aspect of the character. And the same way that they did with this entire universe, the Sony Spider-Man-less universe, the way that they did it with all of these movies is they mislead the motherfucker out of the marketing. Like, he doesn't even like the typical, like the classic Craven costume or whatever. He wears that in a post-credit scene, and that's it. Or like the very end of the movie, that's it. So it's, and the whole, in terms of dialogue, holy fuck, the dialogue is, oh my goodness, like his entire
atrocious.
That's being kind, man. You gotta hear some of these lines.
It's worse than atrocious. Damn.
No, you gotta hear something like me saying it, or you saying it, or any of us saying it. It's, you would not be able to absorb how bad it is. You have to hear some of this shit. Like pretty much his main line of the movie is, "I'm a hunter." That's it. Like there's so if someone asks him, "Hey, how did you find him?" "I'm a hunter." "Oh fuck, you jumped 20 stories. How'd you do that?" "I'm a hunter." That's it. His dad is played by Russell Crowe. This guy's like, "Oh, don't be weak like your mother." That's his only fucking line.
Yeah, that's how he did in the movie. So I'm guessing not good either.
He acts well. I mean, Russell Crowe is also a pretty good actor, but I mean, just because he's Russell Crowe, he has that gruffness, I guess, that brings gravitas because of who he is. But I didn't think his character was that. It was okay. His character was all right. But to drive home the point about the dialogue, there's an actual line in this fucking movie that says, "My grandmother died. I haven't seen her since." That's an actual line in this movie. Wow. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, man. But if you were with Craven is the movie, like, for as bad as it is, if you're with the right crowd, it's funny. Because like my theater was packed when I saw it, and everyone was laughing, so it was funny. Madam Web was just boring, and it was like not. I just couldn't. I was falling asleep in that movie.
How about whenever they were in their suits? Supposedly, I guess did they wake
30
you up?
seconds. That's 30 seconds.
Oh, that's just 30 seconds.
And I'm not exaggerating. It's 30 seconds. It's literally a premonition that the main character has. That is it. And it's, man. So yeah. That was, I think, probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. So,
yeah, no wonder why that one flopped.
I'm glad it did, man. I don't usually like to say that, but I mean, movies like that where they just such low level of effort films is the one thing that I don't like as a filmmaker myself. So I guess it hits a personal nerve for me. And just watching that movie, I'm just like, nobody put effort into the making of that movie. So I was like, okay. And it's obvious. You could tell when someone does it and doesn't, right? So with Craven, it's just funny. I like this. Like it'll go from Craven massacring someone to his brother sinking to Tony Bennett in the span of 2 scenes. So tonally, it's just all over the place. But yeah, that's yeah. So you got
that could have been become a musical, huh?
No, yeah, Joker 2 being a musical just didn't. I mean, I know everyone was like didn't understand why, and I was one of those people as to like, what the fuck are you making a musical for? And seeing the movie, I don't think the idea wasn't necessarily bad, even though it was. If that makes sense, it's like it could have been work. It could have done, like you could have managed to make it work well. The way they use it is like commercial breaks. It's like, oh, we're gonna take a break from the plot to give somewhat that has somewhat of momentum to just randomly jump into a musical sequence.
So there's like mini intermissions or something like that.
It's kind of played that way, yeah, in Joker 2. But the thing is, the plot is just there's nothing happening in the movie, so there's not really what goes on in the movie. So
there wasn't any like unexpected shock, like you saw how he pulled the gun on Murray and just blasted him on.
There's one scene that I really liked in the courtroom aspect. The guy who plays Gary from the first movie returns, and so there's a scene between the both of them, I mean, look, on a technical front, Joker 2 is well made. It's really well directed. The cinematography is beautiful. I don't necessarily think you can just say, oh, it's a shit bomb of a movie, because it's not. But that's what makes it annoying, is that everything else on the story front is just you can't. There's no way you make Joker the way you make that movie and then follow it up with this and think that people are gonna accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Because fundamentally, the character of Arthur in this is not the same person who ended Joker. He is even. I would argue he even regressed from even the beginning of the first movie.
Yeah, at least it seemed like the Joker from the first movie was someone that you kind of rooted for in a way and felt sorry.
I mean,
or sympathized in a way.
Yeah, and there's still that sympathetic aspect to him in this, but that's mainly because of the way that Joaquin Phoenix plays the character more than anything else.
Yeah,
and I mean, he's an all world, like he's an immaculately fucking genius actor, but one of the best actors of his time. So I mean, he plays the character really well, and I think his acting is really good. Just on a story front, the movie just does nothing. So yeah, so that's that.
Yeah, at least wasn't there a trans musical movie? I forget what it was called.
A trans musical movie. Which movie is this?
I think it was nominated for Oscar. I can't even remember. It was, what was it called? Emilia Perez. I'm sure you've heard of it, right?
I haven't seen that. I heard bad things about it.
Yeah, a lot of people said they'd rather watch Joker 2 than that movie.
Did they really? I did not know that. I haven't seen the movie, but I heard it was.
There's a ridiculous song where it's like going from penis to vagina. That's what you hear and all that stuff.
Have you seen that? I haven't seen that movie.
I haven't seen it either. I have no plans to see
it. I mean, I heard like a buddy of mine said it was really awful, and that it was made just for the Oscar consideration stuff, if you know what I mean. So like, I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to it. But I mean, from an Oscar standpoint, I mean, have you seen The Brutalist?
I think I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Adrian Brody was the main star. He won the Oscar just recently.
I heard he won. And apparently, Halle Berry revenge kissed him because of what happened 20 plus years ago. Someone brought that up on my channel. I didn't actually watch the Oscars. I didn't do that.
I was on set, so I didn't see it. But
I was mainly just playing my Madden game, my Cowboys game. I seem to do well in that.
No, I mean, I saw clips after. I didn't see it live because I was working. But it was also like, I mean, I've seen The Brutalist. It's a 3.5-hour movie.
Oh wow!
It's really well made. It's not for me, but it's a well-made movie for sure. And I mean, he acts really, really well in the movie, so I can't deny that. So, but I think Oscar consideration wise, I think Dune was really badly slighted. I mean, it was Because I mean, they didn't even win for best cinematography, I don't think. And I don't know what other movie you would give other than that movie for last year. So
Should have been nominated for best visual effects, maybe, or something else.
I think it won for best visual effects, but
It did. Okay.
but I mean, for cinematography wise, I mean, what other movie last year was as good as that movie in terms of camera? So I don't know, but that's just me. But yeah, no, I mean, I didn't watch the Oscars live, no.
Yeah. So you mentioned that the Osa contract, he wasn't really worth that. I mean, I guess it could have been worse. I'm thankful they didn't pay him way more than that because supposedly 52 million of it's guaranteed, but still not. I'm assuming still not a very good contract in your eyes for sure. Right?
Do you think it is a good contract?
I wouldn't say I hate it, but it could have been a little bit lower for sure.
I just think, I mean, look, now Cowboys Corner loves the move.
Oh, he does? I'm shocked.
yeah.
I thought he would have ripped that move from head to toe.
Oh no! You go back and watch because I'm a weekly regular on Fifth Quarter show.
Yeah.
So so you go back and watch his last show. He just watch
to give his reasons.
You'll be able to like pick up very easily that he likes that move. It's just in me, Fifth Quarter Cowboys champs were all against it. And it was like the reason in my opinion, it's just like it's not necessarily that he's not solely fucking our defense up entirely, of course not, but like he's not that good. I just don't think he's that great.
Yeah, I feel like he might be better coming in as a pass rush type of deal. I don't know if I don't think he's really good at stopping the run, or is he okay? Or
well, we were not stopping the run with or without him.
Yeah, I mean, what is he? Do you feel like he's better as a pass rush specialist, or just being in the rotation, or what?
I mean, yeah, he's better at pass rush, but he's not good at that either. I mean, 4.5 sacks was his best. So
yeah,
I just don't think he's that great. But I mean, but the thing is that that basically 50% of our cap is going to Dak and CD. So,
I know they restructured those deals.
Yeah. But I mean, even still, I just don't think you can win with Dak. So
yeah, that was a big mistake giving him that contract for sure.
That's the reason I
can understand giving CD that contract because it was definitely well earned for sure. So
for CD, but it's not like that. This is Dak's first time up. He got paid the first time and he won one playoff game. So,
but now we paid him like he won a Super Bowl or got past the conference championship, which he has yet to fucking do.
Yeah. I just that's the reason I compare all the stuff that the Cowboys do to Jokers because everything that Jerry Jones does, it just feels like he's trolling the
troll clown job.
it just feels like he's trolling the fan base, man. So that's all there is to me, at least.
Yeah, I even said that if I should go out there and protest and say hire me and I can be the GM and you can just stay on your fucking yacht where you can just drink a shitload of pina coladas and you can just sign the checks and just stay on your fucking.
He would never do it. You know that. It's an ego thing with him. I think it's a power trip with him.
Yeah,
but yeah, nothing. I mean, I don't even think it's going to get any. Even when he, I passes on, Stephen Jones is going to be worse to me than him. So
yeah. Oh, he's gonna try to. He's gonna just make excuses and just give that sourpuss look of a face when every time a free agency comes up because he's so determined to just hype up our guys and go down on them. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like on the Osa contract, like, do you feel like maybe they could be moving to a 3-4 defense in a way? Because I think he might do okay in that type of defense. I just feel like
I frankly have no idea. Champs would know more about that stuff than me, so I'm not as familiar with those kinds of intricacies. But
right. But how do you feel about the Matt Eberflus hire? Do you think it was okay or kind of?
See, I'm at the point with anything where I could give a shit what happens now.
Right.
It's for me. I'm just entirely about what's gonna happen on Sundays in the season, because we can get all hyped up about a guy now, and we've been hyped up about guys now millions of times, and nothing's happened out of it. So I'm at the point where I'm just like, you know what, whatever happens. Okay, let's see what happens on the field on Sunday. That's all I really care about. I'm at this point. I don't really care anymore. But just in terms of my general thoughts now, I mean, he wasn't a good coach with the Bears, but you know, it's to be determined. I guess that's kind of where I am with it. So
Yeah, I'm okay. I guess I'm okay, but I kind of like I'm kind of indifferent in a way. I do know the one hire I wasn't really impressed with was a special teams hire because apparently back in 2021 when he was the special teams coach with the Jags, his special teams ranked like 31st or something. I don't know if you ever knew that. And then he became a defensive coordinator. I guess he wasn't horrible, but he wasn't very good either. So maybe they say that his specialty is special teams, I suppose. But
yeah,
that was the one hire that I really didn't care for. I do like the offensive hires that we got. That's for sure.
yeah.
Those were probably the better, hires that Schottenheimer made.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as Schottenheimer as a head coach, I feel like that's to be determined. I mean, he could either be Garrett or Camp. What's up?
Oh no, I was just gonna say. I think the mere fact that you hire him proves that they're not serious. I mean, none of us know how he'll play out as a coach. That's fair, but the mere fact that you just interview this guy, I didn't even know who he was up until a month ago when we hired him. Like until we hired him as the main coach, I had no idea who the fuck he was, and many people were like that in the Cowboy fan base. So I just don't think it's whether he ends up being a good coach or not. I just think it just proves that they're not serious to me. So
yeah, that's how I kind of felt like. I mean, I know that Schottenheimer is the son of Marty Schottenheimer.
Yeah.
And he's been around the NFL for quite some time.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, if he's ready, why didn't Seahawks hire him when they felt like he was ready? I don't know. Maybe he just.
To me, it honestly, man, it literally felt like it was. I don't think they expected McCarthy to bounce. And what happened is like, you know what? They were like, oh, fuck. McCarthy's gone. Oh, who is this guy? Let's just promote him. That's the way it came off.
Yeah. That's a typical Jones thing.
Yeah.
Promote from within.
Who's the next Tom, Dick, and Harry in our office? Hey, come and have a cup of coffee with me. Okay, you're hired. So that's the way it came out.
Really, who's the next, Barry Switzer, Chan Gailey, or Dave Campbell,
Honestly, and this proves to me how bad this is. Garrett was a better hire than this to me.
Really?
And I don't like Jason Garrett by any means, but the thing is, at least for as bad as Jason Garrett was as a head coach, and for as overrated as I think McCarthy was when he came here, because let's be honest, Rodgers and Favre made him, and he's just not a good coach outside of that. But the thing is, even with them, there was something there where it's like, okay, they coached to a degree, So I don't think you can fully justify making them our coach, but there was at least a nugget of like, okay, they coached somewhat. With Garrett, he was an offensive coordinator or something, and so that's better. Like, what has Schottenheimer done in the Cowboys? He's not done anything. I don't even know what he was like. They said he was the offensive play caller or whatever. I don't know, whatever terminology that we use.
I guess he was the offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Technically, he was the offensive coordinator, and yet I didn't even know who the fuck this dude was, and McCarthy was calling the plays. So, right. You know what I mean? And so I feel like it was just, we have no clue what they're doing. I don't even think they know what they're doing, to be honest, because everything that they're doing, it just feels like, they're going day by day, minute by minute, and second by second, they're like, oh, fuck, what are we going to do now? Oh, let's just do this. Let's just get this. That's the way that it feels, because they didn't interview anybody else. They didn't even offer anybody else any job. They didn't even go and look. And your first instinct is to get this guy. Tells me that you're just like, okay, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not even going to try to, put any effort. Fuck it. Be our coach. Sort of. And that's kind of the vibe I get from it. I mean, he may end up proving me wrong. I would love it. I would love if he could make an NFC Championship game. I mean, I'll be the first motherfucker to eat my words.
Right.
But I don't see it, man, and I'm just being honest.
I mean, they're still going to have Guyton play left tackle. I think he should switch back to the right side. I think.
Yeah, that's
put him in that.
Right, but But I mean, they do that with a million players. They always switch. Like Jabril Showers, I thought was he a safety or was
he was a safety. Then I think that
then they
they had
switched
him.
him to a quarterback?
Not,
Fucking
I think it was linebacker they put him at. Jabril.
no. Jabril Showers, they made him a quarterback. He was the third.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm mixing that up. Okay, Jabril Showers. He was a quarterback. Then he became a cornerback or something.
Yeah, so he became a safety. That's right. Yeah, it was one of the other. And so I'm just saying, like they do many million types of things like that.
Or safety.
Even Micah Parsons, for that matter, he's not a traditional defensive end. He's a 240-pound guy going up against 340-pound guys. There's a reason that you can look at his seasons. Honestly, it's a hot take, but I think Micah Parsons is very overrated. Is he is he like talented? Yes, he's talented. I never said he wasn't talented. But the moment people compared him to Lawrence Taylor, he flipped. And I mean, it's true. Like, I mean, because the first season he was with the Cowboys, he was like, I'm not going to do podcasts. I'm only interested in football. And then the moment people compared him to LT, his second season, he gets on a podcast. And I feel like he talks more than he plays now.
Yeah, it seems like he only cares about his
podcasts and stuff.
And actual
you
football.
Can't name me. You cannot tell me that a person who is a generational talent does not record a stat in a playoff game. Would we have won the game if he had a sack? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, who knows? I mean, Dak's play was so awful in the Packer game, but he had zeros across the board, and so but then people try and tell me that he's this second coming. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
But he's going to be up for he's up for a contract now, I think, right? So they're going to break the bank for him. Watch. Just watch. They're going to drag this motherfucker out. And by the end of July, these guys are going to pay him top tier money. It's going to happen. It happens all the time with this. So
if I was Micah, I would tell him the only way you're going to sign me is if you get Myles Garrett or get a defensive tackle to help me out.
Myles Garrett's already back with the Browns now, so that's off the table.
Oh, he's back with the Browns?
I believe so. I might be wrong, but I believe so. But let's be honest, they were not even going to get. They're not going to get Myles Garrett even if he was a free agent? Why would they put effort to?
I mean, that's a pipe dream, pretty much. I understand, but
but I mean, look, and Jerry himself said he literally came out and said a couple of days ago, "I'm
not looking to fill voids."
He said he wouldn't do anything in free agency, and
of course not. That's a fucking Jones motto.
But I mean, he doesn't have to say it. He's never done anything in free agency. Last season, everyone was getting their dick hard that he said all in last season. I was telling people on Fifth Show that he's been saying this for as long as I've been alive, and he's not done anything with it. So
he went all in on his guys as in blowing them. So,
I mean, his all in comment, I can go back 20 years, 25 years ago, and hear him say the same thing. It's just so it means people were like, oh my God, he said all in. I'm like, he's going to do this. Oh my God, he didn't do it. I'm like, man,
no,
if you've actually cared and followed the Cowboys, it wouldn't surprise you. The season we had was predictable. I knew it was going to happen. I was like, we'd be lucky to win. I didn't expect us to be as incompetent, to a point where we were getting blown out every game, essentially. I didn't expect that level of, disaster of a season, but I knew we would suck. The moment we re-signed Zeke, I knew the season was done. The moment that happened, I'm like, you get rid of the motherfucker, then you bring him back. And I'm like...
Yeah, you didn't draft any running backs at all.
And Jerry Jones came out and said that he didn't know. His explanation for not getting Derrick Henry was, oh, you don't know whether Derrick Henry would run for 2,000 yards with the Cowboys. That was his entire explanation. So,
yeah. They didn't even try reaching out. That's just
I'm telling you, man, the Joker fully do a fucking football. Just a troll of the football team, man. I'm telling you, man, it's stupid. I can't be optimistic even for this season. I'm not saying we're gonna go winless, but if we win 8-9 games, I will be very surprised, and I'll be happily surprised. But I don't think we're gonna win 8-9 games.
Yeah, I mean. I just wish. I mean, there's a few changes you can make. You can do the right thing, put Guyton back at right tackle, my suggestion was putting Steele at left guard. I think he'd actually do okay at guard rather than tackle.
I just think Steele is awful. Period. I don't think he's that good. Period.
Yeah,
Dak Prescott killed out there, man. So.
And sadly, Guyton wasn't much better either. But then again, he's a rookie, and he never really played left tackle. So,
yeah, I mean, I like Guyton. I like Beebe. I just cannot be optimistic for this team.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
No, this team is awful, man. I frankly think we're not good.
I mean, sadly, I guess we're not the Giants, I guess, but who knows? They could improve.
But let's be honest. If the Giants the Giants actually have a very underrated roster. They just need a quarterback. They just don't have a quarterback.
Right.
If they get a quarterback, would be easily the worst team in the division.
Yeah, probably.
Commanders are 100% better than us. Jaden Daniels is 1,000 times better than Dak. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. And I hate the Eagles with the intensity of 1,000 suns, but they're a much better team than us. And it's clear fucking day. And Jaden Daniels is a lot better. So, no, I mean, so I'm not saying we're going to go winless against the Commanders and winless against the Eagles. We may split. I mean, who knows? You don't know right now, but I just don't think that we're better than them, at least at this point.
Right.
So we'll see what happens next season. But I don't know.
I'll say this about Dak. At least he can beat the Eagles. Sadly, Cooper Rush couldn't even do that. He's like 0-3.
But Dak hasn't played this Eagles team, and that's who Saquon's back. Saquon signed again with the Eagles for the next, I believe, 2 years. I believe something like that. So he hasn't.
That's true. And now that I think about it, he hasn't exactly done that great against Vic Fangio's defense. He did okay against the Dolphins back in 2023, but that was about it. But the
thing with Dak, I don't know if you knew this, but we've been saying this on Fifth Quarter Show and it was confirmed that Jerry Jones told McCarthy to dumb down the playbook to what Kellen Moore was doing. So because McCarthy wanted to implement his playbook, and Jerry was like, "Oh no, Dak is comfortable with Kellen Moore's system. Keep it at Kellen Moore's." That's why if you watch the games, it's the same plays. Like it's the same set of plays. It's either comebacks, it's either curl routes, it's the fucking jet sweeps, it runs up the gut, and the very, very, very occasional deep shots down on the sideline, on the X. So the mere fact that this is about to be Dak's 10th season in the NFL, and they're trying to make his life easy when he's a 10-year veteran and he's being paid the highest paid in the history of the league. Man. So, I mean, you know what I mean? It's just like I'm at the point with the mere fact, like people said that Jalen Hurts is not as good as Dak. I'm sorry, you cannot make that debate with me anymore. And I'm not someone who, like, I used to be supportive of Dak. I'm sure you know that. But, I mean, I used to rock with Dak. But with me, it's just I just think he is what he is. And people just don't – people are so divided on this guy. It's I don't know. I just don't think he's good enough to win us anything. And he won't be.
Yeah, sadly. I mean, I kind of was supportive of Dak to an extent. I felt like in 2022 it was starting to kind of show, but then when he had that season in 2023, I thought, maybe McCarthy is definitely a better situational play caller compared to Kellen Moore, because Kellen Moore still was like he was like Jason Garrett 2.0, like he'd always go pass happy. I felt like you need a coordinator that has the ability to kind of balance things out with the pass and the run, because anytime you have a offensive coordinator that's a quarterback, they're going to have that instinct to always want to pass and try to put the game on the back. So
but let's be honest, man. With what I said recently about the fact that Jerry basically told McCarthy, "Hey," essentially he said, "Dumb down the playbook." That's basically what he said. So the mere fact that he said that about a player who's been in the league for 10 years, what makes us think that he didn't say the same thing to Kellen Moore when he was calling plays to Garrett's playbook? Yeah. I mean, because if you look at Garrett's playbook, Kellen Moore's playbook, Mike McCarthy's plays this entire 10 years, it's the same thing. All three of them are the same thing. So there's no difference if you just watch the games. There's nothing different about it. So I'm sorry. that to me is less of a coaching thing than it is a quarterback thing. If the plays aren't different and it's confirmed that Jerry said that, then I just don't want to hear it about the. I mean, like, I have my issues with McCarthy. I have my issues with Garrett. I had my issues with Kellen Moore.
Mhm.
But I just think that people like he's had 3 coaches in 10 years fired, essentially, if we're just being honest. And I'm predicting this will be fourth with Schottenheimer. So, and there's one
Yeah.
common denominator. Now, is he the only problem for 30 years? Of course not. I mean, it starts at the top with Jerry, without question. I firmly believe that like Jerry's acting now. He's in that show Landman. I don't know, by Taylor Sheridan's show on Paramount. I don't know if you saw, but he made an episode. He was I think he was an extra on that show. So, but I just so Jerry is the holistic problem in terms of the whole 30 years. But we can't deny the fact that Dak he's a very inconsistent quarterback, and he just is what he is. So
Yeah, it seems like if there's no pressure, he'll actually just light up a defense. If there's pressure, he just folds in crunch time.
I try this, and I just mark my words on this. Just go watch any pregame with Dak. Just look at his face in the pregame. You'll be able to predict a win or a loss if you just look at him. You don't even have to see the first play of the game, because if you just look at him in pregame, any game that he loses, he's sweating like crazy. His eyes are all big, and he has a deer in headlights look. He has his mouth wide open and all that kind of stuff. You can predict wins and losses just by looking at him. Just this season, just try it, and I guarantee you that you'll see it. Because it's been that way, man. Man, yeah, but he drives me out of my mind, man, as a quarterback. But it bothers me because on Fifth Show, all of us pretty much for that matter, people act like we want Dak to not play well, but he's the quarterback of the team we root for. Why would we want that? So there's people who act like, oh, we have our agendas and shit, but no. I mean, I call it the way I see it. He didn't even have 100 yards passing in the Packer game before halftime. So I think he was like, 13 for 21 for 87 yards and 2 picks, and one was a pick 6. That was his stats at halftime. So, and you're going to argue that he played well? Like, come on. So I don't hear that.
Yeah, he was definitely part of the problem, but he's
not the problem for everything.
Yeah,
but
the defense was just awful because they were just letting wide receivers run open, which was.
Oh no, the defense was terrible. Without question, the defense was absolutely atrocious. I mean, in the Packer game was a team loss all the way around. But
yeah, the fact that we lost to a number 7 seed, I don't think any team has ever lost like that ever.
Maybe. I just think for me, it's just if people were like. I just cannot stand Dak, man. I'm just being honest with you, man.
Yeah, I can't blame you.
Our defense was awful against the Packers, and again, it was a team loss all the way around. But let's just be honest here. It was if Dak doesn't throw 2 picks, you never. I mean, you're allowed to score points too. Yeah, the defense gave up 48 points, but we scored. It was 48-16 with heading into the fourth quarter. So you're allowed to score more than 16 points. So, so that's kind of. But anyway, no, that's what it is. But anyway, no. CJH Entertainment's been quiet, man. What's up?
Yeah.
What's up?
Everything okay on your end, man?
Yeah, everything's fine. I'm just trying to apply for more work.
Just chilling, doing work. I feel that.
Yeah. Yeah, CJH, he lives in Canada. You said you're overseas somewhere?
Yeah, right now I'm in Prague right now, filming a movie. But and I'll be here for 90 days on the production. 90 from last week. I've been here last week. So a couple more weeks left, or a couple more months left. But I mean I live in LA. I live in Burbank right now. So
right. Were you able to avoid the wildfires, I assume?
No. I wasn't even in town at the time that it was happening because my parents live in Dallas. So I didn't even know about it at first. Up until a friend of mine messaged me and he was like, hey, man, I had a flurry of messages come my way, and like I mean, so Burbank wasn't in an immediate area, so it wasn't like my apartment in Touchwood has been okay, so I didn't know about it at first, and but I mean, so many people were sending me messages and stuff like that. I was in LA at the time it started. I evacuated at the time, but it wasn't anything serious in my immediate area. So I moved to I visited Dallas because I wanted to be with family anyway, and it was just after Christmas. So, but it was no. I mean, my apartment was fine, man. It was a crazy fucking thing. It was not. So I evacuated pretty early, and then but my immediate vicinity wasn't. But it was more like some of the other cities. Like I had some colleagues whose houses got burnt down and stuff, so it was not good. Yeah. But no, everything. I mean, at least there. I mean, I've come back, of course, but like some of the areas, of course, are. It's going to take. I think the areas that were completely wiped out, it'll take 2 years, I think, to recover it because it's a lot of damage. But the city itself is running still, so that's important, and that's I think good. And I think that's why it's important for me as a filmmaker and everyone who's in Hollywood and stuff. I mean, I'm in Hollywood, and that's why I can speak for it. But like, it's right now, I think it's important for us to make stuff to get the city back up. You know what I mean? And so I think it's because everyone came into 2025 like, oh, we're gonna this year's gonna fucking be awesome, and then immediately the fires happen. So I think it's important, like just from a community standpoint, for filmmakers who are in Hollywood and stuff to be able to just make stuff and get work out, just to boost up the morale of the city, sort of a thing. So I think it's important, and so that's so I strongly believe that, and I know people who are like some other people I know who are making stuff toward the end of the year and stuff like that. So things are coming back, which is a good thing. But it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. It was a scary thing for sure. With the fire.
How about the rents? I mean, I understand it can be pretty high up there.
Oh man, it's expensive. It depends on where it is, of course. But yeah, the thing, like, look, I don't mind spending money on my thing because of what I'm doing career wise.
Mm-hmm.
And I live like 2 minutes next to Warner Brothers and other studios.
Really, you're not too far from the Warner Brothers studio.
I can walk to Warner Brothers. Yeah, it's walking distance to my place.
Yeah.
But yeah, my rent for my apartment is $4,000 a month. It's expensive. Yeah. But in my own apartment complex, that's not even the most expensive. There's some apartments, some like flats in my apartment go up to $9,000 a month. So yeah, it's super pricey, man. Like I'll put it this way: where do you live? Are you in Texas or where do you?
Yeah, I'm in Texas. But I moved back home mainly to save money, and I saved quite a bit. I've recently started doing a little investing. I actually put it into a CD recently, a certificate of deposit. I don't know if you ever done anything like that before.
Where are you from?
I was born in Texas. I was born in Austin. So yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, gotcha. No, yeah. So I'll put it this way: in Dallas, for example, a Chick-fil-A meal will cost in one Chick-fil-A meal will cost me $8, right? Sandwich or whatever the case may be. In LA, it'll cost me $15. That same
15.
exact.
Almost double.
Yeah. So, and I'm just using that as an example, but like it's things like that. So like the price that I'm paying for my apartment now, I could buy a mansion in Dallas. And plus, there's no state income tax and all that stuff, right? So, like, that's another.
Yeah.
I if I wasn't a filmmaker, I more than likely wouldn't live here, if I'm being honest. And you don't necessarily have to be in LA to be a filmmaker. Not necessarily the case, but in my case, it was about timing for my career and how I can advance myself in my career. So it depends on where you are and what you're trying to do in the film business or whatever it is that you're trying to do in terms of your career. In my case, I've been in the film business for about the past 4 or 5 years. So, and it's been taking a while. Like, I mean, I'm 26. So I got into the film business when I was just in my like early 20s, like if anything. And I was, I'm on the younger end of people who are in the industry. Most people are like in their late 30s up. So, it takes time to be able to build stripes, and people test you by the amount of scars you have in this industry. And so it's one of the more cruel industries, I think, in terms, like, especially for people of color and stuff. So, and people who are younger, who are, I don't really like to play those kinds of things, but it's I've had stuff happen that I wouldn't say, but I mean, but yeah, man, I mean, it's because of where I'm trying to go in my career. That's the only reason I am here. But I like LA, and I'm not picky about where I live. It's the best place for me to live to advance myself in my career right now. If that, you know what I mean? If that makes sense. So, and I mean, because I can walk to Warner Brothers and I know execs, studio execs and stuff. And that's, I wouldn't get that opportunity in Dallas, so I wouldn't, I mean, I can get on a phone call with them, but I would not have, like, the fact that I'm making a movie right now in Dallas, it wasn't happening that way for me. And granted, I mean, I was younger. I was in my teenage years then too. But I mean, it's different. Like, if you're established, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do and go wherever the fuck you want to go. But when you're climbing up, I don't necessarily think directing, at least. I won't speak for other departments, but for directing, the thing is, directing major films is the hardest thing in the film industry by a landslide, because no one wants to give you money. There's no producer on the world who will want to give you money. You have to, like, scratch and fucking claw to get it. So yeah, it's a battle for sure. But in Dallas, I wasn't getting that kind of opportunity, so I was like, I had to throw myself on the fire, sort of a thing. But yeah.
So I imagine you had to save quite a bit of money to move to California, I assume.
No, yeah, I mean, like, look, I'm blessed, thankfully, with financially, but that's why I didn't go to film school, and I did my undergraduate in Dallas, to be able to support myself financially, because I've always, this is gonna sound made up, but this is true. I've known I wanted to be a filmmaker since I was a 4-year-old, and I've always wanted to do this for my whole life, and I've always made stories. I've made my first short when I was like 7, I think.
Wow.
And so I mean, just before I even got into the business, I made 15, 20 movies, something like that. But, like, I mean, I kept making stuff, and I made features and all kinds of different other projects and stuff. And so I've been doing it my whole life. I've been storytelling my whole life and stuff. So, but yeah, no. So I mean, it's always been what I've wanted to do. It's always been but the tricky thing about being in this business is that one day you're here, the next day you're, like, down here. So, like, it's never consistent. And so the thing is that you need a way to be able to support yourself, right? You have to eat, you have to fucking put a roof over your head and stuff. So the good thing is, in real estate, I knew you can make a lot of money fast. If you're good at it, you can make money really quickly. So I did finance in an undergraduate degree, just to be able to, like, get connections in that industry, in the real estate industry, so I can make money fast. And I was able to meet people, and I was able to build enough money to be able to move out here and be comfortable financially to where I'm not fucking struggling to do anything. So, but it was a calculated thing. I had to be able to do that way. So otherwise it would be too difficult for me to, like, if I was only depending on film, it would be unbelievably more difficult for me to be able to do what I want to do. So it's just got to have a strategy, so. Right. But I had to, like, a lot of financial sacrifices I had to make, for sure, to be able to do it.
Financial sacrifices, damn.
I mean, it's an interesting thing, man, because I'm the first one in my family to be a filmmaker. And the thing is that for people in my culture, it's a thing of, like, if you're not an engineer, if you're not a doctor, you're your life, sort of a thing.
It's frowned upon.
Yeah, no. So it was always like I was always an outlier because I was always making films, and I'm not good. I can't be a mathematician. This is not my wheelhouse. I can't be a doctor. I can't be an engineer. So it's just not my wheelhouse. So I was only ever good at this in terms of a long term, and this is the only thing I ever wanted to do. So, but in order for me to be able to do it career wise, you have to support yourself to be able to do it, and you have to have a runway to be. the thing is, to make a film, you need a runway of time to be able to support yourself until you can make something, and that's kind of, the way it is. But it's a difficult business, man. But yeah, that's it, really.
But here you are. You're doing a film. You're doing.
Yeah, and
Getting your feet wet pretty much.
I'm fortunate, man. I'm very, very fortunate, very, very lucky. So,
Was this an independent film or like a studio?
It's a studio back picture.
Really?
Yeah, so it's my first studio back picture, so that's a big thing. I'm producing the movie. One of the producers on the film. It's not like my film, but I'm on the producing team of the movie. So, yeah. So, but it's a big opportunity for me. So I want to be able to make my own films and stuff, right? So like, you gotta like know what ladders to climb and when to climb them. That's the tricky thing. So, yeah. So
yeah,
that's what it is, man. So
it took my cousin. He's actually a film producer.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, his biggest breakthrough was the movie Sorry to Bother You. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
Oh no, I haven't.
Yes.
No, yeah. The thing is, man, at least what I have found, in my personal case, I can only speak for me, but I feel like this is generally the way it is. I don't know about your cousin's case, but it's like, if you come, the way I kind of equate it is like being a big name director or a big name filmmaker on any aspect, even camera or whatever. It's like a boxing match. You have to keep throwing punches and hopefully one lands and knocks the other opponent out. But if you keep throwing punches, eventually you'll get something, but you have to make that opportunity work. No, if you fuck up on your first attempt, no one's going to give you work again. And like, I'm not even like you. I've seen people like I'm friends with some. I have relationships with people who could have been here, and I'm not trying. I don't like to prop myself up, but they could have even been on the track that I'm on, and they completely fucked up their opportunity, and they went back to where they came from. So it's just because once your legs are cut out from under you, you're done.
Yeah.
So, and this is the one industry I feel like, and I know other industries are difficult too. I don't want it to seem like there's not challenges in any other working environment. Of course there is, but I find with film, it's weird because it's like they will stab you in the back and spit on your face at the same time, and then ask you, "Hey, what's your problem?" So it's an odd thing. So you gotta like very, very, very few people I call mentors, and very, very, very few people I trust. But I value that relationship quite a bit with those people. So, and that's helped me get to where I am faster versus having to struggle and scratch and claw. You know what I mean? So it's difficult, man. But hey,
I gotta head out. It's nice meeting you.
nice meeting you, man.
Yeah.
Sorry if I talk too much, man. Even I got to bounce too, but sorry if I talk too much, man.
That's fine. You're giving some very interesting points for sure. Because I do want. Part of me still wants to get involved in films in some way, but
you should do it, man. I mean, like, look, if you want to make something, honestly, the only way you're gonna learn is if you make it. That's like if you. What would you want to direct something or what? Like just make something in general, or like what do you want to do?
I don't know if I have the talent to direct anything yet, but maybe act, because I have done acting before. It's been a while. I used to do some theater stuff, and maybe I didn't quite do that going into college. I mean, I did take acting one, but that was like community college and stuff like that.
Would you want to direct? Let me ask you that. Like if you were able to direct a movie, even if it's small, would you want to do it?
I don't know about directing, but maybe creating a movie which starts with a script. That's always the basis of any,
Do you like writing?
I did minor in writing, actually.
Mm-hmm. The reason I ask is because, like, honestly, now this is again something I genuinely feel like I feel in my case it's different because I've known since I was single-digit ages what I wanted to do, and I feel like most people it's not the case that way. I feel like film found me. I didn't find it, and I'm fortunate as hell that that's the case because I knew as a 4-year-old I was going to do what I'm doing now. So, but that's not always the case, right? Not everyone. Very, very, very few people are like that. Even people who are mad successful, I don't think are like that. But the best way I honestly found I learned how to make stuff, at least in terms of directing, studying it can only be so take you so far. With camera, with editing, with sound, with lighting, it's a technical skill. You know what I mean? It's a skill that you can like. There's an art to it. Don't get me wrong, but there's a certain way you light up a film set, and you learn that you can light up a film set. Now, there's ways to perfect that. There's art. There's an art form to it to craft it to the film, but it's a technical skill. With directing, that's not, and you can learn that in a class. You can take a class right now and learn how to light up a fucking film set. With directing and with writing, I don't really feel that that's the case because it's entirely instinct for me. For me, I find it's instinct and trial and error. A lot of trial and error. So I at least for me, I found that that's what it is. It's like, like it's the only way you can really get better at directing is by directing. Whereas with lighting a set or recording sound or editing something, it just, you can learn it and then you can do it. You know what I mean? So if you want to direct something or if you want to make something, just go do it. And it might be shit, it might be great, but if you keep making stuff, you'll be better at it. That's kind of the way that at least I found for me, that's what's worked for me. So.
Yeah, I guess you gotta start somewhere. You'll find out you have the potential, but you also find out, you can work on these.
That's why I think, like, when you say, "Oh, I'm not that talented at directing," you won't know until you do it. And the thing is that at least with directing, you may not, your first movie, I'm willing to tell you right now, unless you're like next level genius, 99.9% of the time, your first movie is going to be awful. That's the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? It's okay because you learn from it, and then you make them better and better and better. And ultimately, you'll find what works for you doing it. And that's the thing about directing is, like, you can't really teach it. It's more you have to find it. A lot of it is trial and error. But with camera, you can teach it. With lighting, you can teach it. With other aspects, production design, you can teach it. So things like that. So it's a lot of it is just, fuck it, I'm going to make something. Oh, it's shit. What happened here? Okay, how do I do this better? So things like that. So, and you kind of build up your toolkit that way. That's what I have found, at least. Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to make something, then go make it. And, hopefully it'll inspire you to make more stuff, because I think that's good.
Yeah, just like when I was doing reviews, it wasn't the best, but I feel like I was, doing what I can. Then I come up with
I mean, you learn with everything you do, right? So
yeah,
you'll still make it, and then see what happens with it. But yeah, just don't think like, oh, I'm not talented. Fuck, I'm not gonna try it. Then you're not gonna do it. So now you may not necessarily want to be the best director in the world, but if you want to make a movie, go make a movie. And nowadays, it's unless you're dealing with actors, like paid actors and stuff, which that then it gets into the pricier end of things. But you can film something cheap nowadays on your phone and stuff. So, but yeah, just go make something, man. This is my thing. Just fuck it. Just like, you know what? I have an idea. I'm gonna go. Now, the one thing I would say is try not to like be cognizant of how much money you're able to afford to lose to make it. Because you don't want to make a space opera when you're having $20. That's not going to work.
No.
So you got to at least when you're starting out, or in your case, if you just want to make something for fun or something or whatever, do it to where it's feasible enough for you to be able to finance it yourself, and then, go do it. But yeah, man, if you want to do it, go do it, and I'd love to see it.
Right. There's got to be a proper financial backing. You have to pay people. I mean, maybe not pay an entire crew, but you have to still I assume you have to start off on the very low budget end and independent and everything.
But no, man. I mean, I didn't like. Okay, I'll put it this way. Honestly, up until I told you I made my first film when I was 7, right? I wasn't up until I was 22 that I first started paying. And I had made 15 movies up until that point. The way that now, it depends on the thing is, it depends on who you get. That's where you have to kind of play this, okay, this navigation game. You know what I mean? So, I wouldn't go into a project being like, okay, hey, like, if in your case, like, I don't know what you would want to make. Do you want to just make it for fun, or you want to like, what are you trying to like? If you were to make a project movie right now, just off the would you want to like just make it for fun, or like what would you want to do it with? Like, why would you want to make it? Just because you're interested in it, or what?
I don't know, to be honest. It could be either one. Maybe for fun, or if I make it for fun, maybe it won't be as hard. Or
No, it'll be hard regardless. Trust me, it'll be hard regardless.
right.
Whether you make a movie for free or whether you make see the thing is that you never have enough time, you never have enough money, no matter what the budget is. The film I'm working on right now is costing $30-40 million to make. You don't really get, I'm dealing with the same issues that you'll deal with when you make your first movie. The same issues I dealt with when I made my movie at 7, I'm dealing with now. It's just my circumstances are different. And my maturity as a human being and as a storyteller is different and things like that. But it's the thing about film budget is not really like it's irrelevant in certain respects. But you need a certain where it comes into play is you need a certain amount of resources to be able to tell a story. But that's only when you're really serious about it. If you're not super serious about it to the point where I want to make this film to go somewhere and this is what it's going to do for me, I wouldn't pay it. I wouldn't pay anything unless you want to get something specific out of it. Just go do something and get the experience with it first, and then if you want it, like, so when I was 21, that was the first movie I ever had with any budget, period. It cost $6,000 to make. It was a feature film of mine, 60 minutes, and I made it for $6,000. But it was a struggle because $6,000 for a feature film is really low. But I was able to make it, and that was the first. The thing was, the point of why I made that film was to get it to studio heads so that I can start my career in the business. You know, so there was a specific purpose of it, and I had been making stuff for years up to that point that I felt comfortable enough to be able to finance a movie and self-finance it and so on and so forth and things like that. But I wouldn't trust myself with my first movie with $10, let alone with $30 million, $40 million. And so, just because, I mean, you have to know and it depends on what you want to do with it. That's ultimately why I say, like, what are you wanting to get? Like, you may not have the answer now, but if you were to make something, figure out what you want to, like, what's the point? Then you will be able to figure out everything else. You know what I mean? So that's kind of, I mean, I'm going advice, quote unquote, but it's the best. I mean, just try not to think of it as, oh, I got to get a budget, unless you're doing it for a specific purpose. If you want to just make something just to show on YouTube, or if you want, like, on this channel, or you want to just fucking make something just because you know what, I wanted to see how it is to make a movie, I wouldn't bother paying for it, to be honest. Just get the experience and learn how it is, and then, you know, if you like it enough to be able to be like, oh, I want to do this again and again and again, then it's worth it. But on a first time, I wouldn't do it. That's just my opinion. But anyway, you look like you're sleepy, man. We can get off if you want to.
Yeah, I have no idea why. Maybe it's just.
No, it's okay.
I mean, you weren't boring me or anything like that. You were giving some pretty, interesting advice for sure.
I've been doing it for a long time, man. So I know this is the one thing I know more than anything else. But if you're sleepy, then that's okay, because I anyway have to go soon too. So
yeah, but you're very passionate about what you do, and if you follow through on it, good things will definitely come along your way. But
I
like
appreciate
you said, one fuck up and your legs are cut off, it's pretty much the end.
It's not that. I mean, it's not that you fuck up necessarily. Everyone fucks up.
Well,
You're
yeah.
not going to go through it without fucking up. That's just kind of the way it is. Unfortunately, that's the business. I mean, that's life, right? You're not going to be able to fuck up and not make any mistakes. What I meant by it is saying that in this business, when the opportunity comes, you got to be ready for it. And you got to blow people's fucking socks and dicks off. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, that's,
Yeah.
you got to be able to be like, oh, whether it's your first time making a big movie or not, if they have to, if you're prepared for it, they'll respect you, and then you'll get more work. The biggest thing is always, okay, how do I get to my next job, and then that's what I found at least. But anyway, I'll get off then. It was fun talking with you, man, for sure.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to stop by anytime you like.
I appreciate it, man. I'll talk soon in that case. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks for stopping by, Ishan. You take care and you sleep well and have a good night, man. Okay.
All right, man. Thanks, man.
Take it easy, man. All right, that was Ishan. Feel free to follow him. I think I'll link his channel. Is it Palindorni Films? Yep, I believe that's it. For those that are watching, feel free to check out his channel. I'll put it in the chat. He's out there in Prague making working on like you said, a $30 to $40 million film. I mean, I'd say that's a huge step from where he was at previously, I would assume. So he's on that grind. He's on that film journey. He's going to keep trucking on, and nothing's going to stop him. That's for damn sure. Don't know if they're hiring any actors, but hey, I'd like to put my name in if that's the chance, if that's the case. But yeah. But hopefully I'm not making y'all tired. But yeah, he gave Ishan gave some really good hints. If you're passionate about your dream, you should definitely follow through. There's definitely going to be bumps along the road, no matter what. But if you don't give up on yourself, you just keep grinding. I believe good things will happen, but just if the opportunity is there, take advantage of it. And I'm sure everyone knows the obvious. I have no idea who the 3 people are watching. I don't know if they stayed and looked in the chat, but I guess I might stay on for just maybe a few more minutes, maybe till 2 hours and 25 minutes, just for the curiosity's sake, just for the hell of it. Let me go back. I'm switching over to different tabs. But yeah. I don't know how much I've accomplished this late last night. But I mean, if I get more subs, great. If not, I'm fine with it either way, And I'm usually content with what I have. I've learned to, if I get big, great. If not, great as well. I can accept that, but it is what it is. Because, there's a lot of competing other channels on YouTube that are, wanting to really get big and get monetized. I don't care if I get monetized either. Doesn't matter, I just want this to be a really great, chill circle that, hey, like, even if we have disagreements and stuff like that, I'd like to think that we can still get along and, respect each other's, purpose, opinions. We all want to mean something in the end, and, that's what it is, We all want to achieve some kind of level of success, Sometimes we have failure, but, eventually we learn from that at some point. All depends on how we approach it. So, yeah. but in less than 10 seconds or so, it's probably going to be 2 hours and 25 minutes. I'm feeling tired for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I might possibly live stream, tomorrow night, maybe, and go from there. All right, I think that's going to do it. Thanks to the people that stopped by, like Eshawn, who came on the chat. Same with CJH Entertainment. Thanks for stopping by and coming on. Suzanne, who stopped by as well. And Predator, thank you for stopping by. I think you stopped by before, but it's been a while. But I appreciate that. So, anywho, folks, y'all have a good night, and see you on the next one. Take care.